Hold on. Wait. All right. Here we go. Good night, everyone. This is the Meeting of the Minds podcast. Tonight's episode, To Tell the Truth, episode 14. Tonight we got here me, the IMC, we got Caroline, and we got Trini. Now, what we're going to talk about is cheating, extramarital relationships, side pieces, things of that nature. Now, the first question: what causes someone to cheat? I'm gonna let Caroline answer.
From what I heard, lack of sexual intimacy, revenge, um, boredom. Those are just some of the things I've seen that women say. Men, I'm not a man. I don't really understand y'all minds sometimes because they be doing manly things, but because apparently y'all could cheat and not have the emotional connectivity or be like, I love you and still cheat, which I don't think is true. But that's just me. So yeah, like lack of sex, into boredom and revenge. So like if somebody cheat on you, you're like, I'm finna get back. But there's too much stuff in the water to be doing that.
Mm.
Yes. What you say, Trini?
I'm gonna just keep it a stack. What causes somebody to cheat, which is, everything that Caroline said, yes, but it all starts with lust. There's a saying that women have been saying for quite some time, and it simply is, if I'm an F you, I'm an F you. So that already sets a standard and a tone that if they find you to be attractive and they feeling upset with their mans, their whole intent is to get what they want from you, and after that, all right, so what you about to do though? Starts off with lust because there's nothing that is so bad that you can't talk to your partner to try to solve things. Like, yo, I feel like you not, come on, son, like just once a week? For real? All right, I'm gonna try to, and then you get communication. Again, lack of communication and lust. That's specifically what I think it is. How many people, well, you don't talk to me and I don't feel like you're engaging and blah, 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 which is communication. So they feel like they got to jump to the next guy. If folks would just talk to one another, a lot of cheating wouldn't even happen. But nowadays, it's cool to cheat. It's cool to be a side piece. It's become culture now.
We have television shows developed around it.
And people are accepting it. We are no longer in the era of correcting other people's kids. There is no such thing as it takes a village anymore. And at a certain age, your child can pretty much do what he or she wants. If they want a sex change, you can go to jail for trying to tell your child no. Stuff is happening.
Wait, hold on. Say that last part again that you just said. Repeat that statement. I want everybody to hear this. Say that again.
We are in an era to where at a certain age, your child could be 10, but the opinions of said child pretty much trumps the parent. You can now go to jail for trying to stop your child from having a sex change. That's a thing. That is really a thing. Did you hear that they're doing something with the Bible too, where they're taking scriptures out because it bashes people and times is happening. Stuff that I've been saying was going to happen. It's all happening right now, right before your eyes, and people are so distracted. People are so distracted. It's all about the bag. It's all about just getting a nut and do whatever you want to do. No one believes in marriages no more. It's culture now. It's accepted. So what causes people to cheat? At this point in time, because of what people are learning, look around you. It's on the internet. You see it in real life. It's in songs. So, yeah, lust, communication, the atmosphere, the music you listen to, because spirits are real. You can't
Don't
see
you
it.
think? Wouldn't you? I partially think on the part of that you mentioned something about how people don't believe in marriage anymore. Don't you think married people are partially to blame for it? If I ask you, anytime I talk to you, how's marriage, and you saying X Y Z about marriage, the kids, your wife, or if Gabriel was married and he talking, down and negative about everything, that wouldn't make me interested in getting married. If you somebody that when you hang out with your boys or you go on a trip to wherever, you forget you got a wife and come home and you just, hey, now you just family man, or you steady in people DMs, and I've seen posts where people say, I'm as single as a married man.
That's actually a very valid point. But again, see, who do we serve? Who do
Tupac.
we serve? Because it's many married, you could be Christian or whatever the case may be, but for those who claim to love God for who He is and all the miracles He's ever done, why is it so hard to follow a set of rules? Because both men and women have rules inside that book that we are supposed to follow. So again, when marriages fail, is it really the Bible to blame or is it ourselves? Why is it that we can't take accountability for the wrongdoings that we've caused? Like I heard something today on TikTok, and the woman technically was basically saying, in a nutshell, you cannot rush my healing process of the damage that you caused. So if I walked into you cheating, and yeah,
That's the word.
I want to forgive you. I love the Lord, but it's etched in my head the position that you guys were in, what you were doing, and what happened prior to me even getting here. Now I know our sexual experience, so I can imagine what you was doing with Shorty. So you're rushing me to, oh my God, you still crying over that? Oh my God, it's a year later. Bro, you still did what you did. You gotta own it. It's like if somebody would throw your PS3 or PS4 or even your Xbox in the water, you tight for years to come. Or if somebody deleted your My Player and it's at 90 or whatever the case may be, you're still mad, as petty as it may be. It's just principle. So you can't rush what you caused. That's especially if somebody had your child. Bro, you know what cheating on somebody or being caught in the act can do to that person? If you catch an STD or things of that nature, and often as men, we think, yo, all right, it happened already, you said you forgive me, it's over. But in our mind, it's like, nigga, like, wow. So every time I go to work and I come home early, this might happen. It's now she's thinking way outside the box because
Mm-hmm.
she already caught you. So now whatever she's thinking, she won't put it past you. You done cracked that wide open. That's your fault. So again, for me, now that I'm on, now that I know what I know, I can probably say low key, there is absolutely no reason for somebody to cheat. If you don't want to be with somebody, bro, just tell me. If you never wanted to be married in the first place, you should have told me that while we were dating. You should have never said yes. Don't accept my ring. Don't try to flirt with me. Don't give me no type of foreplay. Because now you're telling me, you're showing me that you're invested. Don't have me invest my time for no reason. I don't want to be married for about 6, 7 years, and then all of a sudden you want to divorce me. Now it's alimony. That's why me and Shorty got married the Hebrew way. I'm good. You really want to divorce me? Separate that soul. Because I know I ain't finna do it. I ain't trying to do it. Don't even ask me to do it. I'm not doing it. Sorry. It's not going to happen. You have to work it out. When you get the state mixed or a third party in on your whole marriage, bro, things go left so fast. Because now the woman knows she has leverage. This is no offense against women at all. But the majority of women today, they're getting married with already an exit strategy, just in case this don't work out. And that's what so many men are afraid of, is because, damn, I love you so much, and for one mistake, this is going to dip, whatever happens, if for better or for worse. And that's another thing. Y'all need to take y'all's vows real seriously. If y'all not wanting to do none of that, bro, just walk away from it all. If you can't commit to Christ, you're not going to commit to your spouse. Facts.
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 See, y'all got Trini preaching today. IMC,
Facts.
what's your next question?
All right. So my next question is: would you tolerate cheating as long as your partner was supporting you financially? Examples of this could be, your car note, light, gas, certain bills. All right, so I want to hear from Trini because it looked like he got something to say. Go ahead, my brother. Fire off.
So you're pretty much asking me, how low am I going to stoop on the basis that I'm low-key using somebody? So because I'm using them, I'm allowing myself to be cheated on? How stupid is that? That's not rewarding at all. That's literally saying I just some shorty that she bad. She better than bad. But and she already said no to me. We seen this we already seen this. I try to get with you. I look fly. You ain't messing with me? All right, cool. Now I go jump in the whip and it just happens to be a Lamborghini. All of a sudden you want to know what my name is and who I am? That lets you know what it's only about money for you. Know your partner. Know your partner. I've said this a million times. Know your partner. And I would never, because you don't love me. I'm literally just your roommate. At this point, you're doing something, but it's like an equal exchange. Because you're allowing the BS. If you say yes to that, you can't be hurt. You can't be mad. She told you she was in an open relationship and she's seeing other people. It's like, all right, babe, that's cool. Because for the sole purpose, you look good in your arm. But it's damaging your brain because you can't think when you sleep at night. That makes no sense. That damages your character, your integrity, your self-esteem. Like, bro, no. Bums do that. Sorry.
When Trini on the mic, you don't know what you don't know what's gonna happen. I bro, preach, as they
If you're
say.
going to cheat on me, make your exodus. I'm good by myself. I'll be all right. Not for nobody. I'd rather struggle.
You didn't tag me in, Gabe, but I'm tagging in.
Yeah.
That cheating is so painful. It rocks with your self-esteem, your ability to trust, your confidence, your ability to connect with another person intimately. And if it was a physical cheat, you're not willing to share your body with that person or anybody else for that matter. My freshman year of college, a boy that I was dating, found him in the Adventist church. Thank God I gave him that. Cheated on me with the ex. Cheated on me with the ex. He told me I didn't have to worry about.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Then broke up with me via text, and I was like, cool. All right. Shorty calls me a month later to tell me how he treating her. Number one, how you get my number? And number two, baby, that's when I hit your problem.
Oh my goodness.
But that experience, though, guys, messed me up for 2 years. That happened 2020. I didn't start dating my husband until 2012. I had to join Bible study, praying and fasting. I was depressed. My grades dropped. Oh, in Jesus' name. I heard he doing well, I guess. Anyway, would I stay with somebody who cheating on me? No. Mm-mm. You better hope I don't end up in orange, even though that's not really a good color for me. Because I be trying. Okay, the Lord, like Steve Harvey said, the Lord is still working on me. Because when you come into a relationship or you're interested in somebody, one of the things that you're supposed to do is set the parameters of the relationship. So if you want to have, this is just a casual thing, we can see other people, this is just friends with benefits, cool. Or if you're somebody who's not interested in a long-term relationship, but you would have no issues being physically intimate with that person. You set those parameters. Now, I'm somebody, I believe in monogamy. So when I enter a relationship with somebody, the agreement, the expectation is that I'm monogamous with you, you monogamous with me, right? Anytime you step outside of that agreement, everything else that you're doing for me doesn't matter, right? Because I told my husband like 3 years ago, you cheat on me, I'm knocking you and her between the washer and dryer. Now that's not really a rational thought because that's like harm, right? But just think about it. You invest in somebody, time, effort, energy, and not me, him got 2 kids, baby. The normal response is to be like, I'm upset, and depending on the state you live in, you can sue the woman for alienation of affection.
That's actually real? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Go ahead. Preach. Go ahead.
But I think once you start allowing somebody to treat you that way, it's the ultimate disrespect, right? But to compromise your values just because they're doing something, doing you a service, baby, no. They can keep that because they could be paying the bills, right, Gabe? They could be trips and jewelry and lavish things in a nice home. But you don't know what that person is bringing home to you. You don't know if they're using condoms. You don't know if they're producing children. You don't know if y'all have children. You may have never meet this baby and your child end up marrying a sibling. Or if y'all married or whatever and he died or she died, the person gonna be like, they want survivor's benefits. It ain't worth not, baby. I'll pitch a tent in the woods. I'll go live with my dick before I let that man do all of that to me. And can't nobody talk about something. I'm a single mama of 2 kids, and so ain't nobody finna love me. That's fine. I will sleep good at night knowing ain't nobody cheating on me. That is devastating. And people think, you know what? I had my husband the other day. I was doing my nightly routine, washing my face or whatever, and I seen something crawling. I had my glasses off, so I looked at the ceiling and I was like, I grabbed the rest of the stuff I was using on my face and ran into my bedroom. When my husband was finished putting down one of the kids, I was like, hey, babe, there's a bug in the ceiling. Can you go take care of that? One of the things he said to me was, you know, Caroline, people have this misconception that men don't feel fear. And I was like, I don't have that misconception. I only called you in here because you're taller than me. Because if I had step stool, I would get up on the ladder and kill that bug. But I don't. I can't. And so when we have, so that I think applies to a lot of things. Because people say, oh, you know, men can't handle the things they would do to us or vice versa. And I'm like, what they got to do anything? If y'all have established the parameters, it don't matter what that person doing for you. It's a problem. And then the thing that I have an issue with, guys, is people be more upset with how you react than what caused you to react that way. Men could have stepped on you once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. You could be a man, find out that the child you raising, paying child support on or taking care of or whatever, not yours. But people be like, oh no, you should still keep paying. Paying for who? For whom? Okay. That may have been one of your other questions. I'm sorry. If I jumped ahead, my bad.
No, that's not.
I'm trying to behave because, you know, Ray not here to moderate. So
You know what? I was just thinking about something the other day that came out in the news, right? The singer Monique Slaughter, she talked about how she had an on again, off again relationship with Shaq between 2012 and 2016. And I'm not gonna mention the other woman she talked about, but basically, you know, he was cheating on her. And I'm really trying to understand this. Like, yo, you would think at a certain point, you get it out of your system. He already knows he messed up as a husband with his wife, but then to get into a relationship later on with somebody for like, and obviously it wasn't something that seemed like a commitment, but on again, off again for 4 years, and you still cheating and going back and forth. After that point, after the first time, you got to be like, okay, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not doing it. But
May I may I insert? This is
oh, go
Shaquille O'Neal. What? Bro, let me tell you something. If you're
ahead.
like
Go
six
ahead. Go
foot,
ahead.
7 foot something, and you got all this money from just throwing a ball and dunking it and breaking backboards, that some of these shorties ain't gonna be on your jack, bro. Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal, man. If you, bro, back in their era, they used to snip coke before games. You hear what I'm telling you? Like,
Yeah.
when you're at that level, and for the, for who Shaquille O'Neal is, bro, you don't really care. And it's like you can get some fight with your shorty right now and still love her, but as Shaquille O'Neal, bro, I can slide a couple cheerleaders and then let them go. You have to put yourself in their mindset. That they're lustful top, off top. That's why so many NBA players left and right always getting caught in some scandal. They get, I wouldn't even say they get too comfortable, but once that limelight hits you and you realize your worth and how much money you got and how noticed you are, and you can, I wouldn't say have anybody, but you can have anybody based off the team and the position that you play on that team. Oh yeah, bro. A lot of these bros are gonna fold. They're gonna
If
fold.
they establish the parameters of their interaction to be just them, I would say she got a right to be upset. If they had an agreement to just be sexual, but she wanted him to herself, she only mad with herself. But not, but we don't know everything. People love to go to the internet before, we don't know the whole, thing. So, then you got his ex-wife out here, Trent brought up Shaquille O'Neal. She out here writing her book talking about she ain't ever loved him.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up. I wanted to bring that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So you never loved him, but you was cool with having 4 or 5 kids with him. Because anytime you get pregnant and have a baby, Gabriel, that's the closest you ever gonna get to death until you die. So to keep giving this honor away to a man you don't love, you love something. You love the money.
Of course.
If you didn't love him, you loved his money. Because
That was
there's
a
no
petty
way,
comment.
Gabriel, there's no way. I love my husband. After the second baby, I knew I was done. And this is somebody I love. So you gonna tell me you love somebody, but you gonna continue his legacy 4 or 5 times? Somebody lying. Somebody lying. Somebody lying.
I don't know a woman in the world now just be going through that for no reason.
And we hearing about it now because she writing a book, but she had all these seasons on
Yeah,
Basketball
that's two
Wives.
venues. So
She
you got
wasn't
this
a
one over
wife.
here, this one over here.
Y'all been divorced for mad years. How you a basketball wife? Now you done married a pastor and found Jesus again. You ain't never loved him. Okay, bet. Say less. Somebody lying. I call cap. As the young kids say, I call cap on that. Okay? As Trini would say.
Cap, you heard?
I just want to say a little commercial. Trinidad coming up. You already know. Okay, Gabe. IMC. I'm sorry.
All right.
What's
Good
next?
stuff.
Let's move on to the third
Dump the
question.
do-rag.
Okay,
Are
that's the point.
are women monogamous or poly when it comes to relationships? I just want to give one example. I've heard multiple stories where a woman found out that her guy was cheating with somebody, and instead of making him break it off, you know, eventually she just ended up in a poly relationship with him. And I'm like, how does that work? Do you think that he's not going to cheat on you anymore? Now everything is out in the open, or you just feel like this is going to hold him for the moment. But here's the thing: if he doesn't want to be monogamous, why even be in a relationship with him in the first place? Don't sacrifice your self esteem and integrity just because you're holding on to a string that's literally going to break at any moment. But I'm gonna let Trini hit this one first. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, now I want to know what you think about that. What you IMC? What you think about that? We gonna ask
About
you:
when
Are
it
men
comes
and women monogamous or poly? And what you think?
what I think the answer is no. And the reason why I say that is because, and it's not for everybody, but I say it because why get into a relationship saying that you're going to commit and do this and do that when you know you don't want to commit to one person? If you feel like you're prone to cheating, don't do it. Be open. Be like, listen, I want to kick it with you sometimes, but I really just want an open relationship. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like former Governor Jim McGreevey and his wife, and she found out about him, and I don't know if it worked for them, but it's like it was out, it was blasted in the open, but you shouldn't lie about certain things in the first place. If you know you're not the type of person to commit, if you know you have a bad track record in relationships and that cheating has been your main thing, maybe you need to, what is the word? Maybe you need to reconsider what is commitment. Don't get married, don't get into marriage if those vows are not what you're going to follow. If those vows mean absolutely nothing to you, don't do it. Don't be in a relationship with somebody, y'all on a break, you have a baby with someone else, and then y'all get back together like it's nothing. Like this is not the game. You know what I mean? But that's just my thought on it. Be real, be authentic. Don't lie about some don't basically don't pretend to be something that you're not. All right, somebody's up next. Trini, I'm gonna let you go on this.
Re- Repeat the question, sir.
Right. Let's get all the Trinity before he start. He gotta go bless the people.
Are men, women, monogamous, or poly when it comes to relationships? Can I be honest real quick? I really be feeling like,
Please.
well, when it comes to these poly relationships, a lot of men are literally manipulating said women so he can have his cake and eat it too. It literally it gives you the right to take another woman and do what you want to do with her, and then they're going to use financial situations as a cop out so they can stay together. That whole aspect doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm going to agree with IMC and say no. You have to establish your standard and your boundaries at the beginning of any relationship. And I mean any relationship. That's just wrong. You want to play for this basketball team? You got to follow these list of rules and requirements. Don't smoke. Don't be drinking like that. Don't do it while you're on the field. Regular, regular. So, ah, the music that we listen to doesn't help at all. However, I can't use that as an excuse either because everything starts at home. So, where are these young ones learning all this stuff from? Because it's not just television; they have to see it demonstrated. No one's watching TV 24/7. They have to see something in the household to make it. Maybe it's okay to have more than one woman. A lot of the black community has never had a father and had been coddled by their mother. And not every mom goes to church. Not every mom has the Holy Ghost, as it were. So you're going to see a lot of women who are bitter, and their children see that and offer it. They hate their dad and don't even know why. They only know what their mom has said. Period, point blank. So, bro, it's all the same. Once you look at it, this whole program, it's all the same. Establish who you are at the beginning. Otherwise, he's going to play you. We've seen this in high school. Boy got on the Levi's and the polos and whatever they had the whole joint on. Oh yeah, baby, I like you this and that. Oh my God, I feel so special and they're together. And then he do the same thing he just did to you with the next bad chick. And now you're looking stupid because you felt like everything was good for a moment. Boundaries, standard, set them at the beginning. That way you won't have to go through a bunch of heartache. That poly is
True.
BS to me. Poly, poly is BS to me. It, you you can tell somebody about their character. If you cannot contain your flesh and just condense all that love for just one person, you need to have two. You literally need to have two. Sometimes I can't even stand my one, and I want to have two of them. No, no man in their right mind wants more than one wife.
And no
None.
woman in her right mind want more than one husband.
Pretty much.
They just want more than one dick, but I'm good on that.
She's right.
That's too much.
You're way too much. Like, man, where's your elasticity? But look, anyway. No, man.
You know what? On the cheating part, I this is not the direct question we answering right now. My house kind of leaning, so I'm in my husband's office, and he told me about how he keeps sliding down, and that's what I'm experiencing right now. Let me hold the disc. Anyway,
you see that right there? That's beautiful. That it's as simple as that situation was. The parameters of a home with her husband and family. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, he got the
funny stories like that.
It said that we got a generation of women who are okay with. Ooh, that was his computer that came on. We got a whole generation of women who are okay with being side chicks because they saw that they were raised by one. So when you're asking about whether people are monogamous or polyamorous, I think it has a large part to do with how they were raised, what they saw. If you see a man coming in and out of the household as a baby girl or a baby boy, that's going to imprint on you. If you see domestic violence, that's going to imprint on you. If you have a parent, mother or father, who is sexually free and just out there, if you don't have the cognitive development to be like, this is not what I want for myself, you're going to think that it's okay. And people operate under the impression that men can't be monogamous. And I'm like, I got one right here. Plenty of men are monogamous. Plenty of them. Plenty of men stay faithful to their wives while they're pregnant. Because, that's the whole thing. Woman be pregnant and the man be like, you're not doing enough, and he'll step out. You got women out here who just, window of conception is like 3 days, right? Woman's fertile window when she ovulates each month, it's only like 3 days. Why? How you don't know who your baby father is? How many people you got clapping the cheeks for you not to know who the father of your child is? So are men and women monogamous, polyamorous? I feel like it's all possible depending on what kind of lifestyle you want. But either way, even if you're monogamous or poly, all of those things have expectations and boundaries to be set, right? Because people who no longer want to be with one person be like, okay, now I'm finna be poly. Poly is not the answer to you wanting to cheat. And poly, I've heard from people who are part of that lifestyle, who live that lifestyle. It's not about sex. Like, they're having relationships. They're, spiritually, emotionally, mentally connected with multiple people. It's not like I'm just having sex with Susie or today and Jane tomorrow and Sandra next week. Like, it's established, right? So I think ultimately it's what people want and how they want to live their lives. Whether you are wanting to be with one person or multiple people, you just have to set the expectations and like Trini was saying before he dipped out, the parameters, because it's not just I wake up in the morning and I want to be polyamorous. Like, I feel like even with that, you have to do some study and some reading, talk to some people who live that lifestyle to make sure that it's congruent with what you want. I couldn't imagine being in most relationships with multiple people. Trying to keep up with this one man. What he likes to do, what he want to do, intimacy, physical intimacy, spiritual intimacy, just sitting down watching TV together. With one person? it's time consuming. So you want me to add to another person and have the phone and be sneaky? Get somebody else to do it. I ain't see that's too much work, man.
Imagine you got to go in the other room, like, yo, I gotta go take this phone call. Yeah, I'm gonna meet you down the block in 5 minutes. Just give me 30 minutes. Like it's crazy, you know. And a thought just popped into my head, right? Um, Being polyamorous or doing polygamy, it can be tiresome because you got, let's say you got 11 sister wives or whatever, or about 5 or 6. It's hard to keep up with all of them because this one wants your time and affection. This one needs you to do something for her. This one is mad because you don't spend any time with her. And the other one is just pissed off because these two have been pitted against her. And it's like one woman is already enough. Why would you why would you want to have deal with that and then have multiple kids on top of that type of relationship? And for some people that do it within a religious context, for them it might work, but literally,
You see old boy from the show, each wife got her own house. This is before all the drama happened and folks started leaving and divorcing and separating. But when they first
TLC.
moved, each wife had her own house, and he's spending each wife had her own night.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Women really out here wanting multiple husbands and wanting each man to be okay with the next.
Let me tell you something. There are relationships like that, and where the men say like, "Yo, we're fine with it, we're cool." I don't know any man that would be cool with sharing his so-called woman with another man. Oh, we've been married for 5. This is my guy friend. We just kick it, and it's weird. Just like the same way that I don't think any woman wants to share her man with another woman. So to think that this is the solution and that's going to stop them from wanting to have other relationships outside of the marriage is not going to work. You have to be able to. This is when your self esteem has to kick in, and you got to decide: is this relationship for me? Should I stay or should I go? And in that moment, if it's not something that's good for you, if it's causing your health to deteriorate very quickly, you need to leave because it's not doing you good, and it's not even doing you good when you decide you want to be the side piece and stay on the side. You literally, you know, like I don't think people realize when they say, let me put it like this, I'm just waiting to get the divorce, they're never leaving them. It's all an illusion. They're just saying
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, yo, I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear, what I think you may want to hear, but I'm not leaving. I'm not doing that. I mean, we saw what happened with Dream Girls and Jimmy. He stayed with this woman. He never left her. He never was playing.
Mm-hmm.
If you continue to be led by promises like that, like, yo, it's not good for you. Why wouldn't you want to be someone's first? Why wouldn't you want to be their main? Like, you know. But the problem is some people would rather settle for that. And then I don't know if it was you or Trini that said this, right? You have a lot of women that they grow up, or men, they grow up seeing their mothers having men come to the house. Sometimes men would live with them. Sometimes these men get these women pregnant. Then they don't stay or raise the child. Then the mother gets into another relationship. And the mother thinks that, you know, this is the only way that I'm going to get someone to take care of my children. But the cycle never stops because once they're grown, now it's going to happen with the now it's going to happen when your child is older. They're going to go through the same thing. They're going to deal with the same mental and physical abuse. They're going to feel like they're worth nothing. They're going to feel like their only thing in life is to chase after men. And it's not, it's very sad. But this is the mentality that some young women have. They don't have good self-esteem. When you realize that, you're being groomed to do this, to do that, it's like you got to pull out. Be with somebody that wants you for you. You know, step into a relationship with the thought or idea that you should be number one always.
But
You know,
when you don't feel that you are worthy of that, or the only type of attention that you're worthy of is a little bit of it, or you just accept what the person you desire is going to offer you, you'll be willing to accept anything. And I do believe that, people take advantage of that, men and women. Because, they say, at least he's coming home tonight. Oh, sorry. At least he's coming home to me. Baby, I will never. What they say, I will mop the ocean. I will cook rice grain by grain. Before I ever wonder why a man, before I ever say, baby, he come, at least he's coming home to me. Okay. But he bringing a whole lot. He just doing any and everything. So
exactly.
self-esteem, like you saying, definitely plays a huge part, because if you know you're worthy of more, you will definitely demand different. So, yes, sir. What's your next question?
All right. So the next question is: would you leave your partner if they got somebody else pregnant, and vice versa? When I say vice, okay, I got your answer. And would your partner be right to leave you if you got pregnant by somebody else?
Absolutely. For me, it would be the ultimate disrespect, because we have fertility issues, namely on my part, before we had the 2 children. So to do that, not as a disrespectful, but to do that knowing that like you had to work hard to get pregnant, that means like you intentionally went out your way to do that. And I think you can forgive the cheat, but to bring home a baby, that's different. You asking somebody to cope with 2 things: the cheat and a baby. Nah, that's nah. Mm-mm. Would I leave my husband if he would try to bring home a baby? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that means you were deliberate. Whether you found out the day the baby got here or what. Even if there was just an inkling or possibility that baby could be yours, I'm gone. Because for there to be a possibility for you to be named as the potential father of this baby, you had to have been near this woman's cootie cat at one point. And I think that's disrespectful.
Facts. Facts.
And for me to get pregnant, I have to share my body with somebody else. I have to have disrespected my health and yours, disregarded protection, or failed to like. It's so many things that could go into this. Nope. So the answer to that question is no. I'm out. They can
All
see
right.
their sibling. You come pick up the kids. They could meet. But that's me in my house. I'm not raising somebody else's baby. Especially when I got with you and you ain't had no kids. Yeah, the baby innocent, but like it's not my cross to bear. And I don't think we should make people who are in the situation responsible for something that they didn't bear, something they didn't do, something they didn't cause. You bring home a baby, that is your responsibility. Nope. And people be like, "What about your vows?" This one in for better or for worse, for sickness and in health.
Right. And the Bible says like if it's sexual immorality that's involved, you can get divorced, or if it has to do with abuse, that also as
Yeah.
well.
For
People
better or for
act like
worse is like we hit the lotto. For worse is like somebody lose their job.
right. You don't expect all these
To bring
hard
home
hitting.
a baby?
That's that's beyond
And the
that's
sickness
beyond.
and in the health is like, I'm down for a couple months. Or
Right.
I get a terminal illness and like, or something happened. Something happened You got to take some sick leave for a couple months, or like I'm on bed rest during a pregnancy or something. That's the for better or for worse sickness and in health abuse, whether it be financial abuse, mental, emotional, verbal, physical, all of that. A baby that I didn't birth and you and I been together long and this baby been alive, baby, nah. I don't know who got to go. You know what? Y'all can stay. I'm out. And since you like kids so much, you keep my kids too. I'll come pick them up when I'm ready, when I'm cool down. That's how people end up on snaps, man. We always trying to like pick and choose how we want people to respond to things.
The show. That's right.
When the bigger problem the focus should be on what the other person did. People always remember how you respond, but don't ever want to take a time to be like, oh, maybe my actions caused that. People don't ever want to be accountable for their actions. I wish somebody would bring a baby home to me. And I'm the woman of the house. Baby, no. At the beginning of the pandemic, somebody told me about these groups. These uncensored groups on Facebook for Black women. And I joined them. And I just couldn't believe the depravity, the lack of morals, the just disrespectful bunches of women these were. They didn't care what they did, who they did it with, when they did it, if there were kids involved. They just did it. They didn't care if he had a wife, didn't care if he had a girlfriend. They would just do it.
Basically, they were telling all their secrets with no shame.
All their secrets. So don't be knowing who that baby daddy is. Nothing.
Let me guess, they were laughing in the comment section too, right?
Oh. And it was always, I don't understand why y'all going so hard for the wife. Is she really mad about it? She should just leave. But the side chick or whoever, this other woman don't owe her no loyalty because she's single.
What type of madness? Oh my goodness.
And I've always said like this. So we always talking about women's empowerment and women this and that, whatever, and sisterhood or whatever. But you could look at another woman in the face and be like, that's your man. He not mine. I'm single. So whatever problem you got, that's between y'all. You can really do that? Nah. I'm not okay with that. I don't have friends with people who be side chicken. No. Get somebody else to do it. Or women who when I have female friends come over, I have never had to tell anybody how to dress when they come to my house. Because I feel like the people I surround myself with have an understanding of how you supposed to act. You come to the house, why you dress like that?
Right.
You could dress like that in the guest bedroom. When you come out, put on some clothes.
Yeah.
Because if I'm visiting you at your house and you and your man or you and your son, I'm going to have some clothes on.
Right. You're not going to be walking
around. We got
around
generation women who just like, I don't believe that. Okay, you don't have to come to my house. You don't have to be my friend. How about that?
It's all about respect. Respecting the boundaries.
People, a lot of times, they don't have it. I be seeing women at the store with their children. Women pick up their kids from school. Where are your clothes? People's children go to school here.
Right. Dressed in booty shorts.
I came in the store to get some milk. I don't want to see your titty nipple. I just want some juice.
But most of the time, that's how it is. It's sad, though. And this is the reality.
Why is your ass out on aisle 4? Just stay home.
And they act like they ain't got no good clothes to put on.
No. Don't nobody have good clothes until it's time to go to the club.
Exactly.
Let me tell you. Up for church and for everything, because they said Jesus said, "Come as you are," but we dress to the nines at the club now. It's crazy.
Oh no, let me tell you, church is worse. Like, you won't believe how many skin tight, short, off the cuff skirts You see, and it's just like, yo, you really dressing sexy for church? Like, where, where's your self respect? Where are your morals? You know, like, but it's like people don't have any. Like, imagine, and with the whole cheating thing, right? Imagine you come home to your wife and your mistress just died childbirth, and you crying over her, and now you got to raise this child, and you expect this woman to give you sympathy. I'm still mad at Troy for doing that, but you know what? We all got to climb fences in life. Yeah, that joint still trips me up every time I see that part of the film, because it's like,
I heard a
dude,
story about a couple let somebody come live stay in their house because she ain't had nowhere to go and they was trying to help her out. Next thing you know, she ended up pregnant. Do the DNA test. It's the husband, baby. Ah, baby,
whew,
you and him and the baby got to go.
mm, a whole bunch of cousin Faiths just running around.
Folks don't be caring, and I don't understand.
Yeah.
I always had folks finna buck up on the right one, and they finna get caught up. Any final questions? What we got left?
We got one more question
One
left.
more. Okay.
What what have we learned from cheating or watching someone being cheated on?
What's that question again?
All right. What what have we learned from cheating or watching someone being cheated on?
Number one, you never know what you'll do in a situation until you in it. That's one. Number two, respect your relationship. Um, be careful of who you surround yourself with. Be careful of the things that you read, watch, listen to, and the movies the things you consume. Um, take care of your relationship. Take care of your partner. Um, I don't think necessarily that you can be 100% do everything right across the board, but be proactive. You know, if somebody say you doing this and I don't like that, I would prefer instead of you doing Z, do Y, do Y. If you don't know how to do it, figure it out. Ask somebody. If the person say, I want you to stop going here or stop, if it's within reason or you hanging out with the wrong crowd, you know, chill out. If you need to go therapy, go. What have you learned, IMC?
What have I learned? I've learned that some people are very gullible, very stupid, and there are some that are willing to watch their friend walk into a place not knowing the trouble it's going to bring. Like, you see, how can you let your friend go with this person? You already know that they have a track record of being a cheater. It's literally like walking into a fire, and the deeper you get in, it's like you continue to douse yourself with gasoline. Like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. I'm already used to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's not something that's needed. Cheating breaks up marriages. It brings unwanted children. Sometimes it brings disease. You know what I mean? And you never know who it's going to directly affect. Think of how many children have been born out of wedlock because of cheating. Think of how many kids do not have their mothers or fathers in their lives because they just decided, well, I had the kid, but I didn't want to be a committed parent. I was just about having my fun. So I gave them off to my parents or I let somebody else raise them.
Mm-hmm.
And that has to be most painful because that child doesn't realize and know that they are a product of cheating. They just know I'm here in this world. You're supposed to look out for me and provide for me and take care of me, and you just drop me off. Like, and here's the thing, right? Having children, once they come into this world, is permanent. You can't reverse anything. And to the women who end up getting pregnant that are side chicks and say, I'm keeping this baby, just know that he's not going to be there to be a father. He's not going to provide for you. He's not going to care whether or not that child is crying at 3 in the morning, or that child has a cold, or is hungry or sick. He's not going to care about any of that, because his main mission was to just go and have fun. His desire was like, I'm going to go out, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to go to the club, or, I just want to talk to this woman, and, we vibe. Then after that, sex happens. After that happens, or whatever, next thing you know, she pops up a few months later, says that you're the father. Then you want to be like, hold on, wait, but you sure you ain't mess with other people? And that's the crazy part. You knew that you spent the night with her. There was nobody else she was with around that time except for you. However, there are some women that do lie. But in this particular instance, you can't deny, or at least until the baby comes. You can try to deny all you want. But cheating, like I said before, it creates unnecessary problems and situations that don't need to be in the first place. This morning I was looking at Proverbs. I think it was Proverbs chapter 4 or 5, and it was talking about wisdom, right? And wisdom basically, um, it's just basically about us being wise and analyzing. Wisdom is basically analyzing situations and thinking about what the consequences might be if you take a particular route. If you take route A, you're going to be fine. If you take B, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You know, sometimes it's just best to wait and to think instead of just going off instinct. A lot of people always going to be like, no, I'm going to do things my way. This is how it's going to work. And then next thing you know, it doesn't work the way they planned out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, meanwhile, you had somebody over here that was trying to give you the blueprint as to how to do things properly and show you how to get it done. And because you didn't take their advice, they ended up being blessed off of the information that they had for you. Why? Because they were given that wisdom and discernment from someone else. Just like the same way that David was talking to his son Solomon and told him, like, listen, be careful of these promiscuous women out here. Be careful of the things you feed your mind with. Be
Right.
careful of the people that you're around. There are a lot of people with a lot of evil, sick, devious, and twisted thoughts that want to get you caught up in their mess, right? And I feel like a lot of times when it comes to men, you hear stories about how brothers dog out women and all these different things. And brothers would be like, oh, yeah, yeah, I hear what you're saying. But here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. If those male friends that you're with, or just, it could be male or female, if those friends that you're with are not trying to actually put some common sense into your head and be like, yo, listen, maybe you shouldn't analyze a situation like this. Maybe there's a better outcome. Maybe you shouldn't be hanging around these people. If there's nobody that can tell you what you're doing is wrong, or the individuals that you're hanging around with have nothing but bad intentions, you're going to continuously make these bad mistakes. And that's why sometimes when you see a lot of these podcasts, it's very toxic. you know it almost seems as if there's nothing positive to say.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is that if you're speaking about something, while that may have been your experience, that doesn't have to be everybody else's experience.
Right.
Now, if you're just venting, that's one thing. But if you're actually trying to go and get people to hate on women and do all this other stuff, or just to hate on men, that's a problem. That means that there are some internal issues that you have that you haven't dealt with yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of being angry by yourself, you want everybody to be angry with you. You want people to feel that same emotion. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, I got to make my own decisions about life. I can't make my decisions based on what someone else's does. I can't go and take their life and put it into mine. We live two different, completely different lives. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, I got to follow wisdom, because whatever that individual has, it may actually be the lack of it. So when it comes to this whole cheating thing, there's no need to lie or sneak around. The main number one thing in the beginning is to be honest. Tell your
Right.
partner how you feel. Tell your partner, this is exactly the type of relationship that I'm looking for. I'll say one last thing. And I think we talked about this the other day. This girl was like, oh, my man left me because I was dressed like this, you know, why would he do that? Well, here's the thing. He didn't like how you were dressed. And this is my problem with a lot of men like this. You already knew the type of woman that she was.
Right.
Why did you expect her to change once you got into that relationship with her? You knew she wasn't going to change from the beginning. You can't get into a relationship and expect to change someone down the line. That's like getting married and trying to get someone to convert to your religion later on. You know it's not going to happen. But you just
Right.
feel like, "Oh, well, if I just do or say the right things, then it's going to take place." It doesn't work like that in life. If you can't find someone that aligns with your beliefs, or if you find someone that you feel like is worthy,
Right.
you're going to continuously make those same mistakes.
I agree. That's good.
And that's just what it is. You know,
That's good.
we all make mistakes, you know, but
That
we
is
can remove
facts. I
that.
think that's a good place to end on. That was good. IMC. Go ahead, preach for
Yeah,
the people.
yeah.
Let me stop
All
before you
right.
tell me hush.
Shh. In Jesus' name. Nah, let me stop.
Hush.
I want to talk about that one day as he was wilding.
That'd be good.
But
That'd be good. All right. Tell the
all
folks
right,
where they
everybody.
can find you, find us.
I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. I want to thank Caroline and Trini for coming along as always. Hold on. Wait. I shout out to Beverly Burton. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. All right, so we gotta go, y'all. Y'all take care. Have a good night. We'll be back
Until
next month.
next month or next time.
Peace.